lesson is about solving compound inequalities, and I thought I would be funny and put down two pictures of compounds. When I think of compounds, I think of places where people live and how these are very unequal. Okay, I know it's not very funny, but I thought it was funny. All right, so solving compound inequalities. We have actually already learned about this. This is kind of more of a formal lesson about it, plus it takes us a little bit farther. So a compound inequality is an inequality formed by joining two inequalities with the word and or the word or. Remember we talked about the sandwich and we talked about the or. All right, so when we're dealing with an and, this is when we have something like this. X is greater than or equal to 2. So this would go like this. Okay, X is less than 5. So we have these two going like this. Well, they overlap each other right here. And this is when we sandwich them in. So we've got 2, because if we flip this around, right, we've got 2 is less than or equal to X, and X is less than 5. So when you have an and, you know that it's going to be sandwiched in between the smaller number and the bigger number. The or, you can see, are just the two inequalities that are on the same graph. And they're going in opposite directions, right, because of the oars in a boat. So y is less than or equal to -2 goes down like this. Y is greater than 1 starts here and goes that way. And when we put them on the same number line, we put them like this and then have the word or right here. Okay. So remember, okay, I know I've talked about this a lot, but the sandwich, it has the word and in it. When you have the word and, it's a sandwich. And when you have an or, it's like the word or. All right, so let's look at this. For each, it says write each sentence as an inequality and graph each inequality. So A number X is greater than -8 and, there's our key word, less than or equal to 4. So this means we're sandwiching in the X. So I've got X, it's less than or equal to 4, and it's bigger than -8. So I have sandwiched it in. And look at, my Pac-Man is eating whatever is bigger. So see how it's, the 4 is bigger than 8. So the Pac-Man is going to eat this way. All right, and so when I graph this, I have an open circle on the 8, and I have a closed circle on the 4, don't I? Because of these two symbols right here. All right, so under here, part B, I have a number y is at most 0 or at least 2. Okay, so now we're dealing with a little bit different verbiage, different words here to describe this. The number y is at most 0. If it is the very most at 0, that means things can be smaller than it, right? So y is less than or equal to 0, because at most it can be a 0. And then at least 2 means I can have something bigger than that, right? If it's at least 2, I could have 5. So that means that y is bigger than or equal to 2. So when I put these, and then I have or. Don't forget the or. So y is less than or equal to 0. I've got a closed circle, and it goes to the left. And y is greater than or equal to 2 gives me a closed circle and has me go to the right. Okay, we're doing good on time. Now this is where we take it a little step further. You haven't seen these before, but you guys can do these. So sometimes, here we have an and, but we have something in the middle here besides just the x. So we need to get x by itself in the middle. And you know how in an equation, sometimes we draw lines down like this under the equal signs? Well, for this one, instead of just having two sides of the equation, we have three parts of the inequality. So I need to add 2 to all three sections. So I add 2 here to get rid of it. I'm going to add 2 here. I'm going to add 2 right here. So I get -2 is less than x, okay, those cancel, which is less than 5. So I have an open circle at -2 and an open circle at 5, and I connect them. Okay, it's an and. I know it's an and because it's being sandwiched. This one also is being sandwiched, and I think, let's see, do I have time? Yeah, I have time to do this one. Okay, same thing. We want to get x by itself, but this one has a twist, so pay close attention. So I'm going to subtract 1 from all, here's my lines if I want those. Subtract 1, and I've got -4 is less than -2x, which is less than or equal to 7. Just kidding, 8. 9 minus 1 is 8. Oh, brother. Okay, so now what do I need to do? I need to divide by -2. Well, what happens when I divide by a negative? I have to flip the sign. Okay, and in this case, there's 2 of them. So I divide everything through by -2. This is going to give me 2. Flip the sign, x, and flip the sign again to get -4. Now, Pac-Man's eating this way because 2 is bigger than -4. And I don't like to see him like that. I like him flipped the other way. I like it to go from small to big. So I reflip them around. So -4, Pac-Man eats the bigger number, which eats the bigger number. Okay, so I've got -4, a lot of flipping in this problem. Okay, and then we've got a 2 right here, and we connect those. And we will do some with ORs in the next video.